What is up, guys? I watched Mousetrap the other night, and I'm here to tell you about it. And there might be some spoilers. And you can watch it on Peacock, if you have Peacock. You can also watch Winnie the Pooh 1 and 2. They have both of those. I didn't realize they had part 2 till I was done with Mousetrap. I was like, whoa. I didn't even know they made... I knew that they were going to make a part 2, but I didn't know it was done. I hadn't heard anything about it. So I was kind of... I don't want to say stoked. That seems like a strong word for how I felt, but I was kind of like, oh, cool, I can watch the second one. But I had to go to bed. So I haven't watched it yet. Maybe I'll watch it. And even though I'm planning to do like Halloween type movies this month, sometimes you got to break the rules. But first of all, I want to complain. I want to complain about Walmart. Yeah, that's right. Walmart, where I bought this shitty shirt for $5. $5. I also bought, they have this new thing. And a lot of stores are doing this, in my area at least, where like, yeah, they used to always, like, you wanted to buy a razor and it was locked up behind glass and you had to get somebody to come help you and open it for you, and then you could take the razor and, you know, go along your way, do the rest of your shopping and pay for it like you do everything else. It was inconvenient, but I mean, it's kind of like their way of saying, yeah, we know we're charging too much for razors, but fuck you, we're in control. Stores like Walmart and Target, those are the first ones that I've noticed. Now they're locking up like socks and underwear. Apparently everybody's stealing underwear because it's overpriced. That's how I look at it. But I needed to buy socks. These socks, this is horror related because these are Scream socks. And I was like, I need more socks. These are $10 for 6 pairs of socks. That's a good deal. Socks are expensive generally. $10 for 6 pairs of socks is not expensive, yet it's locked up behind the glass. You have to find an associate to open the glass for you, and then you're like, yeah, I want that one. You feel like a jackass. I want those scary socks. I'm a grown man. Will you please help me get those scary socks out of there so I can wear them, even though people don't see my feet? For me, the bonus is they got scary stuff on them that usually only I know about, and they're cheap. You can't buy 6 pairs of socks for $10. But I gotta feel like I'm spending $100. And that's the weird part, because when the guy gets them out for me, he's like, all right, you got any more shopping to do? And I'm thinking, yeah, give me the socks so I can put them in my basket. And then when I'm done, I'll go pay for everything at once. And he's like, well, okay, then these will be waiting for you at register 6. I'm like, what? I want to go through the U-scan. I don't let people ring me up. I do it myself. So they're like, okay. It's like, they're just socks. And they're $10 socks. Which, there's plenty of other things in the store that cost $10 that I don't have to, like, get permission for. It's like, oh, can I have these socks? Oh, I don't know. You look like a sock thief. I don't really trust you. How do I know? You got any collateral? No, how about if I'll just put them up there and they'll be waiting for you when you're done with your shopping, and now you have to go through the register. Luckily, there wasn't a line, so it worked out, but it's still really annoying. It's also annoying because I haven't seen Maxine yet. I finally saw a copy at Walmart. It's like, cool, I'm going to buy that as $20, but it's in the electronics department. I thought, you know what? I bet you can't just put this movie in your basket and then continue your shopping and then go pay for it. They're going to, because they do this thing where they're like, oh yeah, you got to pay for that back here. And then you can continue your shopping, which is fine when they had bags, but they don't even have bags anymore. So it's like, now I got to carry this receipt, and this is separate, and it's stupid. Like, at least if I had a bag to keep everything separated, it's like, okay. But it's like, I don't want to sit around, well, I'll pay for this over here, and I'll pay for this over there. It's like, you're not a mall, you're a store. And it's all, even though there's different departments, that's not the situation. Okay, I've talked enough about that. Because this video is already looking longer than I thought the whole thing was going to be when I was just talking about the movie. So let's get into the movie. And first, I'd like to preface this movie by saying I'm not mad at it. I didn't take it too seriously. I saw the theme, Mickey Mouse Trap. I saw the commercial. There's a commercial. I saw the trailer, Steamboat Willie, all that stuff. I've seen the first Winnie the Pooh movie. I'm not expecting, like, I'm not walking into this thinking this movie's gonna be my new favorite horror movie. I can't get mad at it. I can't even get disappointed. If I was bummed out walking away from this movie, I'd be disappointed in myself. Because this movie, It's just some guys that had an idea and they thought they'd have fun. What if a guy in a Mickey Mouse mask ran around and killed people? And they just had fun with it. I don't know how much into horror, though, that the... Same with Winnie the Pooh, because it's like this... The slasher has always kind of had rules to it. And there's a formula to slasher movies, and the Winnie the Pooh movie doesn't follow it at all, and neither does this movie. But at the same time, this movie doesn't really make any fucking sense at all. Anyway, it starts off, this girl's having... Well, this girl works at an amusement park arcade, and she's like getting ready to close up. Her boss comes out to her and her coworker and says, "Hey, I got a party of 8 coming. You guys are gonna get some overtime and you're gonna work late. Is that cool?" Her coworker's like, "I don't want to stay. I got shit to do." And she's like, "Well, I could use the money. I'll stay." So they're expecting kids. Boss disappears, and the other girl's like, I want to go. I'll come back and help you clean up." She's like, "Fine, go." Turns out it's not a party of 8 kids showing up for a kids party. It's like her friends. They all show up. They're like, "Surprise, it's your 21st birthday." And she's like, "My birthday's not for like 2 weeks." Then that's the surprise. But the story kind of has a narrator, because it actually starts with this girl, Rebecca, who's like in a jail cell being interrogated by these 2 cops. Good cop, bad cop. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's like the acting in this movie, holy shit. But they're questioning her because she's the sole survivor of the events of this night. So like, it's pretty much like, I don't want to give spoilers, but at the same time, I'm going to. The opening is a spoiler. Everybody's dead except for Rebecca. We just want to know how it happened. And so occasionally, we go in and out from Rebecca telling the story to the events of the night. And the acting really is just abysmal. There's probably some stuff that would have been funny, but the acting, like, it couldn't have been pulled off. This isn't like one of those movies that like it's so bad it's good. It's just so bad. And you're just like, I mean, the good news is it's an hour and 20 minutes. The bad news is it's an hour and fucking 20 minutes. And it's weird because they also make like other plans to like, we'll leave the arcade and we'll go to this bar so Alex can drink. It's like, just because you're celebrating her birthday 2 weeks early doesn't make it legal for her to drink. I don't think the bartender at the other place is going to go for that. And there's weird like subplots and stuff that are completely unnecessary, but it's like trying to build, I don't know, the way this film, it's like, it tries to give us like a certain amount of depth, but none of the depth that it does works, and the characters are pretty unlikable. Like, I liked Alex. She seemed cool. But all the dudes were weird. And I think this is Canadian, because they didn't start out like sounding that Canadian, but as the movie went, it's like they remind them, it's like, "Oh, by the way, remember, we're Canadian. Come on. Let it out. Let out your boots." It kind of rips off Scream, because there's a part where a person says, "I'll be right back," and somebody's like, "Oh, don't say that. Anytime you say I'll be right back, you end up getting killed just like that." And it's like, that's a Scream ripoff. And then like the killer in this movie, sometimes you can see he has a goatee, and sometimes he has no goatee. So it's like, is there 2 killers? Or is this like that low budget that they're like, "Oh crap, we gotta edit." It's like, we can't, it's like they did their final while he had the goatee and then he shaved, and they're like, "Fuck, we gotta fix a bunch of parts, but we don't got time for you to grow your goatee back. Let's get this thing out there." But it does look like there's 2 killers. So it's like, did you guys rip off Scream twice? Because also there's no way the killer can be like in all the places he is, especially because he's not like intimidating looking. He's a fat fuck. Not fat, but not in shape. Like, you could probably just walk really fast and he'd be like, "Slow down." I mean, he's not like Michael Myers where he walks slow and he's on your ass the whole time. He's like not that scary looking. The theory of the victims is there's not 2 killers. He can teleport, which is pretty weird. And then they find out like he's like got his weakness is like flashing lights. Like he's gonna have a seizure every time he gets close. They get these lights and they like start flashing them, and then he's just like, he can't move. And it's like, what the hell does flashing lights have to do? It's weird, and I don't know. This movie's bad. I don't know if you should watch it or not. because it's kind of fun to watch how bad it is. And it's almost kind of like, I don't know, like watch it and see if like, it's almost like try watching it and be positive. Think of all the good things about it and see if you can, because I don't think you can. You just watch it, it's like, it's bad, it sucks, and I never want to watch it again. I only watched it once. And I'm probably never going to watch it again. It's not a movie I'm going to be like, hey, you want to watch this? But I had to see it for the sake of seeing it. For a quick wrap up, the movie just kind of, you're expecting some kind of payoff. Nothing amazing, but something. And it just ends. There is a part in the very ending that's kind of shocking where it's like, oh shit. And I don't know if that justifies 120 minutes of your time, but it is kind of like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. But then it just kind of ends and you're like, and I don't expect like a big explanation. I don't need to know why he's Mickey Mouse. I don't need to know why he's killing these people necessarily. But you can't just end the movie. And then that's the weirder part, because Rebecca, the narrator person who's being interrogated, like her role in the movie is so small in terms of like her interrogation scenes are big parts. And then like her role, like hanging out with the friends as she's telling the story of what happened, is so small. There's like, not only did we not need the interrogation scenes, we didn't need her character in there. She didn't even fit in with the rest of the people. And there was no reason for her to be there and be this like weird, like gothic outcast kind of, it's like there was no depth to her character at all. The only depth to her character that we got a little bit was the interrogation scenes, which were completely unnecessary, because that didn't, I guess that kind of propelled the story a little bit, but it was pointless. It was weird. It was almost like it was just filler. It's like, hey, we got a 45-minute script. How can we make it longer? Let's put in interrogation narrative scenes. Yeah. And then it feels like an afterthought. Like they're like, hey, Rebecca, or whoever, whatever her name is that plays her. They're like, we're going to do all this, and then we'll kind of work you into the movie later. So yeah, the movie's bad. And it does often, I did a little bit of research, it often gets compared to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I think Winnie the Pooh was better. I heard the second one, like they took it more seriously, and it's like actually good. Well, gooder than the first one. I do want to check it out. I'm going to watch it soon. But yeah, this one, I don't recommend. I give it 2 thumbs down. And that's all I got to say about this movie. Happy October. And I can't wait to watch more Halloween. Well, start watching Halloween themed movies. And I will see you guys next time.